Mind-Over Kids, welcome back to my channel. My name is Isha and I make videos on German language. I also teach German language. So today's video is all about A1 exam. Yeah, so I've already made a video on A1 exam pattern. In case you've not watched that, the link is in the description box below. Now, a lot of my students have their A1 exams, okay, maybe some of them have already given, some have their exams in the future and some are giving currently. So I thought that I'll make a video on the topic which is very difficult. As in, it's not really difficult, but then a lot of students find it difficult, okay? Okay, so that tile is the oral tile, yeah? Sprechen auf Deutsch, yeah? A lot of students feel that Sprechen is the most, like scaring thing. But actually, Sprechen is the most scoring thing, yeah? You can actually score very, very nice marks in A1 Sprechen examinations, okay? And if this video goes well, I'll try to make the same for Hören, Lesen and then Schreiben, yeah? Although I've made like one consolidated video, I'll try to break it and then make it separately, yeah? Now, I've already explained in Sprechen you have three parts. The first part is that you have to introduce yourself, yeah? You have to give your introduction. So, there'll be certain points on which you'll have to introduce yourself. The second part is that you have to ask questions, okay? Ask questions to whom? Like to your partner. When you will be giving the Sprechen exam, you won't be giving it alone, okay? You'll be having a partner with you and you'll have to ask questions to him or her. And then vice versa, he or she would ask you questions, then you'll have to answer. The third part is that you'll have to ask, as in you'll have to form requests, okay? You have to form request. Now, a lot of students gets confused between Teil 2 and Teil 3, okay, as in the part second and the third. There's a difference between asking a question and there's a difference between requesting, yeah, so we'll be learning it today. Okay, now let's get started. The first part is the introduction round, okay. So there'll be some pointers, as you can see it on my screen. There'll be like some pointers given on which you have to answer, okay. You have to introduce yourself. Now 99.99% of the time the pointers remains the same, okay. I don't have a book, but I guess, yeah, I have this. I have my iPad, okay. So I'll just show you how does it look. Yeah, like this, as you can see. Probably it's visible. So I'm not sure if it's pretty visible because my brother is saying that it's not visible. So you will anyways see the picture on the video, like on the screen. Okay, so the first one is Name, okay, that's name. So you have to tell your name. Then it's Alter, okay, you have to tell your age. Then it's Land, okay, you have to tell like where do you live, where do you come from. Wohnort, okay, in Wohnort you have to tell where do you live actually. Land is basically country, okay, it's the country. Sprachen, yeah, Sprachen. Welche Sprachen sprechen Sie? Which languages do you speak? Beruf, okay, what's your profession? And then hobby, okay, what are your hobbies? Perfect. So now what's the pro tip in this? Now you know that anyways this style would be there, yeah, you know that the teacher is going to ask you about your introduction, then why not to learn it? So I always tell my students that learn Teil 1 very nicely, okay. You don't have to say like my name is Tisha, ich bin Zulfiar alt. No, not like that, but then say it like in a more attractive way, but then learn it, because when you learn it you will not fumble there, okay, you will not hesitate there, you will not get scared, so you'll be like very confident, okay, ye to mujhe aata hai. Then after that there will be some questions which the examiner would ask you. Zum Beispiel, wie ist Ihre Hausnummer? Yeah, wie ist Ihre Hausnummer? The examiner can ask you what's your house number, or he can ask you to spell your name, or he or she can ask you to give your phone number, or they can ask you about their street, or they can ask you about like what's your mother tongue, yeah. So there are multiple questions which they can ask you, like they'll ask you 2 questions, but then there are a lot of variety. Now part 1 pretty sorted, very easy. Coming back to part number 2, okay, Teil 2. In Teil 2, as again I've told you that you'll have to ask questions, yeah, you'll have to ask questions. Now the questions can be of 2 types, W-Fragen or Ja-Nein-Fragen, okay, W questions or yes-no questions. You know it, okay, we have studied an A1 already. Now for example, let's just open that, this one. So this one, I'm still not sure if you can see it. So you can see it on the screen anyways, okay. Now the word is Fußball, okay. So the word is Fußball and the thema is Freizeit. So you'll have to ask a question which should include the word Fußball, but the theme should be related to Freizeit. For example, spielst du in deiner Freizeit Fußball? Spielst du in deiner Freizeit Fußball? Do you play football in your free time? This is just like one example you can say. Yeah, spielst du in deiner Freizeit Fußball? Okay, so it's pretty much clear. So now your partner would answer it, okay? He or she can say yes or no. Yeah. Now when the vice versa situation will come, that is when you'll have to answer, make sure that you answer like in a sentence. Okay, try to answer it in a sentence, not like yeah, nein. No, don't do that. Okay. Either say ja, ich spiele Fußball, or just say nein, ich spiele das nicht. Okay. So try to say it in a more sentence so that the examiner feels good about you, that okay, you know how to speak German. Okay, so now the next one is the request round. Okay, you have to form a request. So as you can see, there's a pen on the screen. Okay, now you need to request something. Okay, you need to form a request. Yeah. Kannst du mir einen Kugelschreiber geben? Kannst du mir oder kannst du mir bitte einen Kugelschreiber geben? Okay? Kannst du mir bitte einen Kugelschreiber geben? Okay, can you give me a pen? So that's not a question, yeah? It's very identifiable. Yeah, it's very easy for you to identify that it's not a question. It's a request. You're requesting someone ki I want that pen. Okay, pen. I want that pen. Yeah? Kannst du mir bitte einen Kugelschreiber geben? Can you please give me a pen? Okay, so that's it for today. You just have to see which tile needs what question. What's the pattern? Okay, if you know that in this you have to form a question, be very attentive. Okay, and just a pro tip, in giving A1 exams, okay, if you still have time and you're not so much good with modal verbs, please make sure you get modal verbs on your tips. Okay, make sure when you're using them you put the next word at the end, okay, in the infinitive form, because this is the mistake which a lot of students do. So if you're about to give your exams, make sure you learn modal verbs very nicely. Okay, learn the articles very nicely. Then be very confident. Okay, be very, very confident. You don't have to be nervous. The examiner won't eat you. Yeah. So a lot of students, are scared of the speaking part. But actually speaking is very easy in A1 and very scoring as well. Now one last thing which I have to tell you. This is something which all my students ask me before going to the examination. They're like, ma'am, what if we don't know a meaning of certain word? Okay, so you can ask, wie heißt das auf Deutsch? Okay, you can ask your examiner like, what is it in German? Okay, or you're not getting, either you can request a new cue card, or maybe you can ask them to tell you the meaning. So now that depends on them whether they'll give you a new cue card or they'll just help you in telling you the meaning. I know it's not good, you might lose marks, okay, you would lose marks, but then it's anyways better to say something rather than saying wrong or nothing. Okay, so that's allowed, you can do that. Okay.